Hey everybody, we're live. I hope you can hear me and see me. I'd really like to know for sure. Would you please put in the chat if you can hear and see me before I get started for sure? So, I want to make sure everybody can hear it. Everybody can tell that I am on. And if I'm not, then I need to fix it. Can you hear me? Okay, let's make sure I've got the right one on. Okay, you can hear, you can see. Everybody can hear and see just fine. Okay. Okay, awesome. Just wanted to make sure. Very first thing I like to do actually is go in and share the screen and go ahead and do a very thorough back office tour. And then after that, we'll be open for questions, okay? So if you have questions, it's probably a good idea to wait until I finish the tour so that I don't miss you because I don't want anybody to go away and not get their answers to their questions. That's my major thing I'm here for is to make the new people especially feel really comfortable and ready to go. Okay, so first off, I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. I'm actually going to take myself out of the picture so it's going to be easy to see. And I've got backup open. I'm actually in the digital tools page, which is actually the first page you want to go to when you start out. And the way you get to that page is by clicking this tab right here, use this tool. And the reason why we want to start out on this page is this is where your download is for anybody that's brand new. This is the very first thing you're going to do. And I want you to notice that there is a special download for the Macintosh and there's a special download for the Windows. They're separate because they're different systems. That's also where you're going to find your videos and your installation guide. This is a PDF and this is a set of videos. Now, if you have Android phone, then that's also where you're going to find how to get set up, and the link for that right there is going to be in this orange button. And I want you to look in your site when you get in there and realize that anytime you see orange buttons, it usually means videos, okay? When you open this up, I'm going to go ahead and click it. It takes me to the Windows setup page right here. And actually, you can get to the Mac by simply clicking this. But everything that you need to know for getting started is in these videos, and I really recommend you take the time to actually watch your videos because I'll have to tell you, even and I've done this a long time, I have actually found that there are times when I've done things a little bit not quite the right way, and when they don't turn out right, then it's time to watch the videos. And I don't know who did the videos for this particular group of videos, but they're very good and they helped me a lot. And just recently, a few days ago, I got done with all of the videos that I was asked to do, especially for what's called the lead capture system, which is over here. We'll get into that in a few minutes, but those are going to be loaded up pretty soon in this back office as well. And I'll let you know when that happens. We're just at the point where we're ready for them to start putting them up on the site. They might have some editing on them before they get actually loaded. But anyway, my part of the work is done. And so those will be up probably in a couple of weeks at the most. So I want you to notice everything that you need to know is all pretty much underneath this tab called Got Backup. Okay? Use this tool takes you to this page right here, like where I'm at right now. This is also how you get to your cloud when you have when you're either in Mac or in PC. You just click this right over here and it takes you right over to wherever your files live. But we're not going to do that at the moment. The next tab I want you to look at is called the reseller tools. And we're going to go ahead and click that right now. And this is where all of the things that you need to know for promoting your business is, right here. And I want you to notice these blue buttons down here. These blue buttons always mean that you can use these to actually make a copy of your link, or get to the tracking and make a tracking link, or view the statistics for that particular page. And that is going to be found under every one of these videos. Every one of these links has one of those in there, okay? So that's very important to know. And all of these tabs across here take you to specific pages that have more promotional stuff in them. Sorry about that. I got a little bit of a tickle. I'm not sick. Next one over is banners. Now, I want to show you something. I have done this a couple of times, and I think it's worth repeating over and over again. There's two ways you can actually use these, and I particularly like the ones that have a little bit of action happening on them. These are not, but let's see, where is the one that I've been using? It's not in here. Anyway, one of the things you can do, you have two choices. You might notice also down here, this one is Spanish, or no, this is French. This is French. And I think this is also French. So now they're starting to put things in here that are other language for the people that are not yet, that have people that are in other countries that speak other languages. We're going to eventually have Spanish and Italian in here as well, but I know they're working on the French first. So let's just say I don't want these. I want this one right here. I have two ways to get to it. I can actually copy the code, and this is especially good if you have websites where you just want the code, or you can actually click this and do a right click and copy the image. You can copy the link, or you can copy the image. Now let me copy the link, and let me show you what happens when we do that. When we do that, we have just the image, and it's in a JPEG format, which is really helpful when you want to actually do this. Right hand and click again, and save image. Save image as, and it will actually save this correctly on your computer so that you can use it anywhere you want. And this is a particularly nice looking one, I think. So I want to show you one of the ways that I have used that particular, not that banner, but that particular method I just showed you. So if I go to my own blog, and it knows it because I've been going there a lot, and I'll show you, I actually put my money where my mouth is. Every single thing I do. This is actually last week's webinar. I loaded it up in our own system so that I wouldn't have it showing any ads. So it's not coming out of YouTube, it's coming out of there. But I want you to notice I saved, this is another one, I saved the backup onto my computer, and then I used this to create a clickable image on my blog here. So when somebody looks at my video for the got back up here, and I try to keep it simple, it's real clean and simple, you can see that they can actually get to this. And if I click this, you'll notice it goes into my own tour page. And that's how I like to use it, especially. And you can use it any way you want, but this is my own world here. This is not social media. And what's good about that is that you want to make sure that you do have a place where you can share things that are not connected to social media. And it's very important to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and come back here to the original got back up. I've got more to share. Okay, so we've looked at the banners. The next one over here is the advertising copy. Now this is used especially, it's good to use this as an email, or you can use it as a post. Now, my opinion is it's best not to put your link all over someplace like Facebook, because people will not really actually look at something if you have put up the link. Now, I want to show you something I did in Facebook. I'm going to go over to Facebook today and show you something I did today so that you can see that you do get response when you use a little bit of what I call curiosity. Okay, so I have to find the place where I put it. Okay, where did I put it? I had a post. It might have been this one. It was not that one. Okay, so let's see. Let me look at my notifications. And this happened a few hours ago, so it's not immediately. Okay, so here is somebody brand new. He lives in Nigeria, and he has actually responded to something I posted 7 hours ago. I am an appreneur. I share apps that save money and time, and yes, they also make me money, of course. Now, I didn't talk about what the product was. I didn't talk about how much they can make, because I don't know how much they're going to make, because it depends on if they're going to take any action at all. But guess what? He asked to find out more, and I messaged him and I asked him if he would go ahead and take the tour, and he did take the tour. So right now he is a pre-enrollee in my company, and this happened today. And that is how simple and easy it is actually to become somebody that that has people that are starting to take tours. And once they take the tour, they get emails from the company and they start learning about the product, and they start looking at whether or not it be something that they want to do. And you can use this ad copy as ways to create curiosity. So I recommend you actually don't give them the link until they ask for it. That's just my opinion. I see people doing it either way, but that is how I feel like it works the best. Now, once you get pre-enrolling people, you can do what's called an email right in here. So let me click this just so you can see how simple it is. And it actually puts that group of people over on this side. Those are pre-enrollees. Now, this is a demo group, so it doesn't have anybody in the list. But you're going to want to edit this a little bit. For instance, make sure that it actually has your name. I notice that it doesn't actually say my name. I put test for my email, so I don't want it to say test. I want it to say my name. So I'm going to change this to my name. And a few other things that you need to do to make sure that this is ready to go. For instance, it needs to have your phone number. If you have a Skype, if you have a Telegram, if you don't, you can delete those things, okay? Right? And then the other thing I recommend you do is at the bottom here, again, put your own name in here. If you have used anything other than your name for your username, then you need to change this, okay? And then on the bottom down here, I recommend you actually put your image in here so they see who you are. So I have that clicked where I want it to go. If you click this image right here, it will let you upload an image. And then very likely will make me have to, oh, it did go to the right place. That's where I want it to go. I'm going to use this image, and it may be too big, so I have to make sure it's smaller. This is way too large. I don't want it to be 700. I'm going to make it 200, and I want you to notice what happened. If I hit the tab button, it changes. Now this is a good size to put in my email, okay? So now I have that image in here. I have signed it. I have this finished, and it's ready to go. I can actually send this to my, I'm the only one that it's going to go to, but I can send this to my pre-enrollees. So let's go back right now because I don't want to do a whole lot yet in here. We were in the reseller tool, so let's go back to that because we have a few more things to look at. We have all kinds of banners and cool things right here that you can actually share. I would recommend that you do it sparingly. Don't do it all day long because if you are always talking about this product, as much as it's so wonderful, you can actually wear people out and then they're not interested and then they actually run away instead of coming to you. And also, I want you to know about, we have a group. Let me get to the group real quick and show you where that is. And that is right here. And in this group is constantly, actually, all kinds of people putting up wonderful stuff, and you're welcome to use any of it that you see. And here's another cool thing I thought was really good. And I never even thought about doing this. But people are doing live events, trade shows. Now, this is something that I have never thought about doing, but you can do it with Got Backup. And they got people to actually sign up right here at the table because you can do cards that have scan QR codes on them, and those people can actually come into your company through those places. So let me actually come back here and give you that group link. Make sure that you have that. And then I'm going to come back and continue to work on sharing how to make this work for you. Now I've showed you all the different things that you can do. I made sure you saw that you have a Facebook page, a group that you can be part of. And there are people in there not only sharing things daily, but there's even things happening in French, in Spanish. So if you've got people that are actually in another language that is not yours, even if you don't speak it yourself, you can go grab some of that good stuff that people are sharing and you can give them that information. And you can actually change the link so that you are getting credit for it. For instance, if you put a /FR behind your own link you have right now, then it's going to change to French. And then you're going to have the correct link for French. And I don't know what it is for Spanish or whether they have that yet, but I'll let you know if I know that. And then, of course, I want you to notice we have a full lead capture system. Now, what does that mean to you? I don't know if you've ever used Aweber or GetResponse there's about 10 or 15 different companies that basically sell you the opportunity to create a list, and they charge you every time your list grows by about 500 people. Well, we don't even make you pay anything extra to have that system right here connected with our Got Backup. And that is a value of anywhere from $25 to a couple $100, just that part. And let me tell you, that was the major thing that made me come over to the GBO products. This is long before Got Backup showed up in our programs. But the first thing that I actually started to be part of was a product called SendShark. I'm not trying to get you all sidetracked on that, so don't worry about that. But that is why I came into this company, is because I did not like Aweber. I did not want to use Aweber. I wanted to use a program that would not charge you extra to use their email system. Now, they did charge, a base fee, and we're not even doing that with this. Your $9.95 or $9.97 a month that you're paying every month lets you have the full capability of using all of these products. Now, I went into great detail with my videos explaining how this all works, and I promise you that will be up real soon in the back office. And when it is, I'll make sure and let you know where it is. But you can actually, from the time you have one person in your list, whether they're a lead or they're an enrollee, you should be emailing them, okay? And the easiest way to do that actually is what's called a broadcast, okay? Send a broadcast. Now I'm going to click this. I'm not going to make one right now because I've done the training and you're going to be able to learn about it from there. But we have templates in here that make it super easy. All you have to do is pick one of these and do a little tiny bit of editing and you're all ready to go. We couldn't have made it easier except for if somebody does it for you, and there is a system for that as well. I believe it's actually in our links back here where you can actually upgrade. I think it's $199 one time, and they put the email follow-ups in there for you. If you don't know where that is, contact support because I don't have a link for it, but I definitely think it's worth the effort to do that. I did that as well. If you want to look at where your subscribers live, they're in this link right here under here. Now, of course, there is no emails in this demo product because we did that on purpose so that we would not have YouTube getting all upset about it because I actually did accidentally show some personal information one time in YouTube, and YouTube immediately took my video down. So you'll have to understand that there would normally be a list of emails in here as you get started. But I'm not going to show you any real people because I don't want to have this YouTube taken down. Okay, so now you've looked at all of this. You know where everything is. The next thing is the My Business tab right here. And of course, the first thing is the compensation plan. We'll click on that real quick. And this page has 2 videos and 2 PDFs, and it goes into great detail about how we get paid. And so it's well worth it for you to take the time to go over that. Okay, I'm not going to go over how compensation works because this page does the job so much better, actually, than you could possibly ask for. When you start making some money, when somebody starts paying, they show up on this page. Okay, but this is brand new people that have just paid that day or whenever they do it. So if somebody paid you $9.97 today, you would get 200% of it on their first time, and after that, you would get 25% of it. And it's going to show up right here, but remember there is a 4-week lag before you actually get paid from that person because we have a 30-day money back guarantee, no questions asked. And we want to make sure that person has that full time to make a decision. Now, we don't have a lot of people that want their money back, but we're still going to give them that option because it's important. Now, on the day that you truly start getting paid, it's going to show up on this page. And of course, again, this is not the real back office because, of course, if I showed real information, YouTube would get all upset and would take my video down, so we don't want that, right? But your real payouts on Friday are going to show up down here, okay? Sometime during the day on Friday, on the first day that you are eligible to get paid for somebody that paid you, it is going to be right here. Now, I want you to read this because this is important. Your commissions are paid every Friday with a 4-week lag, okay? Make sure you understand that. So if somebody actually paid today for the system, whether they decided to do the monthly or the yearly, doesn't matter. You're not going to get paid actually that next Friday. You're going to get paid with a 4-week lag. And that's important to understand, all right? You're also going to have a small merchant's fee taken out. And you're going to have what they call a holdback fee. Now, the holdback fee is something that they pay you back later, but they do that because the merchant fee is taken out. And you don't get actual money until you at least have a balance of $22 that you are now eligible to get paid. All right. So these are important things to understand. At first, it may seem like it takes a really long time to get paid, and then all of a sudden you get paid every Friday. And I don't remember too many Fridays I haven't gotten paid since that first couple of weeks. And then the next tab down is called the My Downline. And this is where you're going to see people that have become actual affiliates in your system. Now, customers will not show up on this page because they're not in the binary. So they're not going to show up in here. But I'll show you where they will show up. Underneath here, of course, you're not going to see it on this page, but in your own page, you will see when somebody has paid, they will show up in what's called the pay line or the power line, and that will be a little tab that's a little graphic that's down here below this graphic right here. That person will stay in that place until Wednesday night, midnight, Central Time because that's where our headquarters is. And then from there, they will move them into your holding tank. The holding tank will show up only when there's a paid member that you can move. You will have 48 hours to put them where you want to put them. If you don't put them in where you want to put them, they'll get automatically put in wherever the highest from left to right place is. Now, you don't want that to happen because you want to leverage it. You can tell people that have started to be part of your team if there's anybody lagging along and doesn't want to make a decision. You can say, I've got 2 people in my holding tank I'm ready to place. If you join right now, you might get them put under you. Now, that depends on whether you think they're going to take action and whether you think it's worth it to do that. Reward the people that actually take action. That's very important. Then there's a tab called My Direct Affiliates. And this is where you're going to see all of the people that are either customers or resellers. And of course, there is a tab called Customers. And again, this is just a demo page. It's not going to show any real people, but this is where you'll find them when you want to find out about it. Then there's a tab called Live Webinars. And what's good about this is it has a clickable link that lets you actually share this with people, whether you email it to them or you share it on social media or wherever you want to do that. And it's important to understand that this is going to be your personal link and you can actually share. It doesn't matter, this will actually be the same link all the time because they keep changing what they call the follow through, the actual the link will actually go to whatever webinar is current. So tonight, if you were clicking on this in your email, it came here, right? Because we're doing this webinar tonight. But tomorrow, tomorrow it'll still go there. But then on Wednesday, our links will go to this one, right? And then on Friday, our links will go to this one right here. And Mark's really good. He's really been doing a good job of sharing not only motivation and recognition, but he does a little bit of training every time, and it's worth it to watch. And then if you want the replays, those are right here. And they added something I'm very happy about. I asked them to do this. If you want to get to all of our replays of the webinars we're doing for you every week, see, here's me live right now, but here's all the replays of all of the past videos. And so you can get to those real easy simply by clicking that link. And so I'm really happy about that. Here's another thing that's important. If you haven't gotten yourself set up yet with either a Payoneer account or a Wise account, make sure and do that. That's how you get paid. If for whatever reason you can't use either of those two things, make sure and get with support on that. We do not use PayPal because PayPal is not friendly to affiliate programs. So if you're wanting it to be in PayPal, it's just not going to happen. They will even do a physical check if they have to, but they'll make sure you get paid. If you're actually earning money, don't worry about it. They have always been good about paying people. But I like Payoneer. I've had it all the 3 years that I've been part of this program. Actually, 3.5, 3 3/4 of the year. January will make it 4 that I've been part of this company. And then there's a tab called business cards. Well, I just recently ordered some of my own business cards. And then there's a leaderboard. I think this one is actually just the contest, and this one hasn't actually been updated recently because they have a contest one. But there is also a leaderboard right here, and this takes you to the full complete company leaderboard. And if you want to know where I am currently, I like this tab. I keep an eye on where I'm at all the time. And I'm actually currently right here. I'm an emerald. And so let's see, I think I've pretty much covered everything. I'm going to come back into the room and see if there's any questions that I can answer. All right, questions? I'm ready for questions. And if you're totally new, make sure that you go here and get started. We don't have the ability to back up contacts as far as I know, Donald, but we do have the ability to back up all of your images, all of your photos, all of your videos, anything that's in your camera. We can back that up. Okay? I don't know where we're at in the contest. Watch the emails. And that's what I recommend you do that right now. As far as that is concerned. Okay. How to add additional what? You didn't finish your question. I don't know what that means. So please clarify what it is you need me to answer. Say, okay, so Courtney asks, say you just want only to sell the product and make 50 sales. Do I get 25 each month on all 50 sales? You get 25% of everybody that is paying. It doesn't matter how many sales you get. Whoever is actively paying, you get 25% of them. Now, if they paid by the year, you get paid all of it, or 25% of that entire year's time one time. They don't spread it out, okay? But if they're a monthly member, you get paid 25% of everybody. And the way they have it set up right now, you get paid extra for people. I think it's 200% they're doing still on that first month for brand new people. Now, the next time when they come around and they're paying for the new month, then you only get paid the 25%. And it is going to be personal sales, Courtney. All right. I don't know anything about the co op. How do you get people to call or look at the opportunity? I have lots of leads, but nobody responds. Um, are you sending them emails, Warren? I don't know whether you're sending them emails. That's important. I actually send out. Um, I actually send them out a broadcast pretty much every day. I know that a lot of people like to do follow ups. I prefer to do actual brand new broadcasts out all the time. Okay. Please, can files on an external? Yes, they absolutely can be backed up. Let me actually show you how you would do that, Evans. I'm going to go back in to the Got Backup. I need to close this. I've got too many things open. Okay, so I'm in the Got Backup. I'm going to go back to Got Backup here and use this tool. And there's two ways you can go about creating your backup for an external drive. You've got two choices, okay? You can do them manually or you can do them by the same method as we do everything else. And this is how you would do it as a sync, okay? So I'm going to open up my sync settings, all right? And it's already doing some syncing right now. So I'm going to add a sync, which I'll take out later, but I want you to see how you would go about doing it. And I do have external drives, so I'm going to show you how you would do that. So I have external drives down here. I've got two different ones. And so I'm going to go to this one. And I'm going to say I want to put these in this folder in there. So I'm going to actually select that folder that I want to actually sync in. And then I would need to put it somewhere. And as you can see, these are the folders actually in my virtual drive. You either can create a folder or you can put them in a place where they already are. I'm going to create a folder in this case. And I'm going to say working files. Okay. Now I have a place for it to go. I'm going to have it go to working files, and then I hit next, and then I hit add, and it's going to add that in here. See, it just added it. And if I don't want that, I can take it back out. I'm going to take it back out because I don't actually want that. So all I'm going to do is remove it. But that's exactly all you would have to do. Now, if you're in a hurry and you want those to go in there faster, because it will take several days, depending on how many things you have in that folder, and depending on how you want it set up, you can actually have it all set up exactly like your external. If you have several different folders, you can do it that way. And the way you would do that is you actually come in here into the cloud. And you would go to your files, which is right here. And this doesn't have any files because this is a demo account, but you could actually add a folder. I'm going to say working files again. And then I'm going to click that and it's going to give me a folder. Now this folder is empty right now, but I'm going to add some files to it. So I'm going to upload. And I actually went through this in my training. but I'm going to pretend these are what I want to put in there, okay? So I'm going to add those. And of course, you'd probably have more than that, but I don't want to have a huge amount of files in here. But anyway, here we go. It has just loaded those files that I selected. And when it says it's done, which it is now, see how it flashed yellow? That means it's finished. It just uploaded those, and you can do those as fast as you want to, which is really cool. I like the fact that you have both choices. Okay, you're asking if you would text rather than email. You can do either or both. Actually, the more different kinds of communication, the better. You can send them personal emails. You can send them texts. You can do it whatever you feel comfortable doing. But don't just leave them basically with the company product, emails only. Because if you do that, you're going to feel uncomfortable and they're not going to know who you are. And you're asking, where do I find the broadcast? Okay, let's go ahead and do that again. I think I shared this with you, but let me go back. And this time we're going to go into this tab called Lead Capture System. See where it says Lead Capture System? That's where you're going to find your broadcast. And under here where it says Messages, you have choices of follow-ups and you have choices of broadcasts. To send a brand new broadcast, you click the Send. Okay? You add whoever you want to into the list. They have to be on the right-hand side to get the email. And then you can actually choose one of these templates. Okay? Make sure you put some sort of a subject line. I'm going to actually put one in there I've put in there before. Now this one I like because it's really short and easy. Now this is not real email. You need to put something here, right? But keep it short and simple. And I believe that it's more important not to try to sell people, but to tell them who you are and to be friendly. Because the more friendly you are, the better chance you have that they're going to say, "Ooh, I like this guy. He's friendly. Warren is telling me that this is easy to do." You don't have to sell them. Just share with them your own story. I was looking for something and am amazed at how simple this is. Let me know if you would like to talk. I would recommend you don't even have this in here. And you don't need a title. Look how simple we are in here. If you don't have something to put here, I would take this out. Now you have a really, 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 really simple picture. Really simple email. There's not a whole lot here. The only thing I would do is make sure you have a nice signature. And then remember how I put that picture in there? I would put the picture in there. I'm not going to do it again. But that's what I would do. Okay? All right. Coming back. If you paid for a year after that year is over and you don't re-sign, the free account will be lost. You don't. If you paid a year, you're not a free account. You're a paid account. You just paid for a year instead of, and you don't go back to being a free member because you don't have any of the advantages to do that. You just pay per year instead of per month, and you save some money by doing that. I think they make it that you get 2 months free, and like it's only like $99 or something like that for a whole year. It's really actually worth it. So I would go that route if I were you. But if you don't pay, yeah, you lose everything. So I would not do that. That wouldn't be a good idea. Some good questions though. Okay, and now Solomon's also asking, how do I add a new member? Okay, so I didn't go over that. Let's go through that. Make sure you understand how to do that. All right, so to get to that one, we go back to Got Backup. Use this tool to add an additional person to your account. You would do that right here. Okay, this comes up and you add a new member. You click this. Oh, this must have been disabled, but usually what happens is it has uh, where you can fill in their name, fill in their email, give them a username, give them a password, make sure it's a good password, and then you go from there, okay? Okay, so I don't know why that's not letting me do that, but that is where you would do it. You would do it right here. I think they disabled that in this program. So it is in there. That's where you would find it. Okay? Okay, and Bob says yearly is $99.97. I knew it was something like that. I bought it. That's how I'm doing it. I don't like to do the year monthly. I'm paying for once a year. I think that's the better deal, and so it's worth it. Okay. You know what, Andrew? It is oops, wrong one. Yes, it is absolutely so simple. You really should not be worried about doing this. And you know how to be especially comfortable and ready to go? Get in there and get your hands in it. You know, it's kind of like when you play with dough. You don't know how to, you don't have anything until you build it, build something with it, and you got to get your hands in there to do it. Same thing with this program. Get your hands in there, get messing with it. You can't break it, and you will make money if you get comfortable with it. And the more you understand it, the better you're going to feel about doing it yourself. Okay? So, okay. Absolutely. I believe that too, David. Yearly is the way to go. I just got a new laptop and just got done installing, got back up on it. Didn't take long. Yeah. It's easy to use, it's easy to install. You have both a PC or a Mac version, and you have an iPhone and Android version. So it lets you back up multiple devices. And guess what? It doesn't charge you anymore, no matter how many devices you have either, which is really cool. I have, let's see, I have a laptop, I have an iPhone, I have my tower computer, and all three of those are running on the same account. And I'm just paying once. I'm not paying 2 or 3 times. Whereas if you had got backup, I mean, if you had Google or Dropbox, they charge you if you're using extra other systems. Okay, so we have such a good deal here for you. Don't feel uncomfortable with it. Go and mess with it. Because the sooner you get into that back office and you mess with it and you play with it and you go and use it and get your own backup going, you're going to be really comfortable. And when you're comfortable, you're going to share it. And that's what the whole deal is about. People are going to buy if you share it with other people. That's how it works. Okay, Warren, when I signed up into Got Backup, do all my files get downloaded to Got Backup? Not automatically. You have to set it up. And that's why I told you, make sure and watch the setup files. Okay, there's setup videos that explain how to get your setup going, and you need to make sure and watch that. That's really important, because no, it doesn't automatically do your backup until you get set up correctly to do it. Okay? Good questions, though. Keep them coming. I want to make sure everybody is completely comfortable and feels like they understand this before I leave you tonight. Okay? Any new questions that I can answer? Let's make sure I didn't miss anybody. I don't think I did, though. I think I've covered everybody so far. Perfect, Warren. Glad you understand. Any new questions? Let me answer those for you so that you feel comfortable. Very important. And I like it, I love it that we have new people absolutely every single time, because that means that we're growing all the time, and that's really important. If we only had the same people come every week, it would start getting kind of boring. We need to have new questions. What do you do to find the banner URLs? I don't know that they actually have URLs, but let me go back and make sure. So if I go over into our Got Backup, and the reseller tools is where you'll find them. And the banners, the most possible way to actually get to that is right here. If you copy this code, that's going to take you to the link for your banners. What I shared with you earlier, where I copied the thing down, then I use that just with my link, and that's how I like to use it. But you can actually use this little thing here that has the greater and the lesser symbol on it, and that lets you actually copy the code. Okay? Oh, sorry about that. All right, let me go and show you again. Okay, so if I come over here, I'm on the top one right here, and if I clicked this, it copies the code, okay? That's how you get to the code right there. Well, there are going to be people that actually are not going to be compatible with Got Backup. There's not a lot of them. But you might ask them a question. Aren't you backing up your stuff right now? Because most people are. They're probably using iPhone, iCloud, Google Docs, or something like that. But they don't have very much space in those places. And if they decide that they're going to actually use more space than they have, I think it's only one or 2 gig in Google Docs. It's really small. Then they start charging you, and they can charge you a lot of money. So what I would suggest is ask them, where are they storing their stuff now? Because if they're just depending on a hard drive, they can fail. There's no safe place in the computer or an external. I've had three total externals die on me. And if my stuff wasn't backed up in the Got Backup, I would have lost some really, really important stuff. So it just depends on how you want to talk to them. If you have a hard time convincing them to look at what you've got, then you're talking to the wrong people. And I agree with Russ right here. No safer place than the cloud, and Got Backup's got to be the safest place ever. And we have 6T of space in our reseller program, which is I have so much stuff that I thought I would use up space, and I actually bought 2 extra T, and I have not used up even quite a third of my space. I have a lot of space. And I have a lot of stuff. So it's really important. Okay, looking for more questions. You're certainly welcome, Andrew. I'm glad that you came, and I'm glad you're coming because this is where you get your answers to your questions. If you don't ask the question, obviously we can't answer it, right? So thank you for asking the question. It's very important that we help everybody, especially you new guys, to feel really, really comfortable in this program, okay? And if you haven't become a paid member yet, make sure you go here. I'm going to give you a few more minutes. Any questions that you have, make sure and let me know. But it's kind of working out that I guess my tour is good enough that you understand well enough that I don't have to do a whole lot of questions. You're welcome, Chris. I'm glad you came. You're welcome, Andrew. I'm glad you came. Thank you, Russ. I appreciate it. Anybody with a question? A few more minutes here before we decide to call it a night. Want to make sure everybody feels really comfortable. Who's going to go and get in their system and mess around and actually get into some action? Because that's the name of the game. Get into some action, actually share it with somebody. There's really no wrong way to do it. That's what I believe is important. You're welcome, Russ. I appreciate it. Thank you, Dawn. Get into action, actually do it. Yes, Sandy, right now. Absolutely, yes. Get into action. You really can't hurt yourself. Oh, and I wanted to show you, I just got my own physical cards, and these are in our back office in the Got Backup back office. make sure you can see it. And this has my link right here. So it's really cool. I can carry these around with me and give them to people if I happen to get into a conversation. Now, I never did that with any company before this. Andrew, I'm glad to see that you're going to do that. Yeah, I like this oops one. I just thought this was fun because yeah, if you drop your phone, you could lose all of your stuff, and that's most people are living on their phone. Why don't we show actual sales numbers in the leaderboard? I'm not sure what your question is. Are you talking about all the individuals that are on the leaderboard? Because you can tell by the numbers at the top where they are by what they are. Like, I have to be at least above 10,000 to be an emerald. I'm at 17,000 actually right now. But you can tell by looking at the numbers on that top row where it shows all the different things that you can achieve. That's where the numbers are. Yeah, I agree with you, Bob. I love QR codes. I think they're really cool. And this one has a QR code right there. Right there. So it's really fun. So, you know what's cool is when you give away cards, most of the time, most of them have just a website and they have to type it in. Well, this doesn't make you type it in. They can actually scan it. And I thought that was really cool. They can do that. And this also has, you can't see it. This one actually has my website on it, which I showed you earlier. Oh, I'm sure you're right. Can't tell you how many phones get dropped in the lake, river, ocean. Being a scuba diver, I have seen far too many phones drowned. Wow, I didn't know that. That's pretty interesting. So you recover phones from the ocean? That would be quite a job, wouldn't it? But it probably wouldn't be in very good shape after it was in the water for a while. But anyway, that's yeah, they're dead if they're in the ocean, probably. Any more questions that need answered? Please let me know. A few more seconds here and we'll call it a night. Right, paperweights. They're not much good. That's true. Okay, I don't know about the contest, how they determine who's where because it changes pretty much hourly, and it changes based on when people get sales. So I don't really have the answer to you on that part. You'll just have to stay very competitive and just push, get sales. Yeah, Cassandra is cooking it, man. She's really hot. I think she's going to be a diamond the way she's going pretty soon. But anyway, I mean, not everybody has that kind of drive. She must have quite a list, but it's pretty cool. I like seeing people win. It's okay with me if I don't win above somebody else. Yeah, she's on fire. She's definitely on fire. So, any other questions that you would like answered, let me know. Good night, Bob. I appreciate you coming. You're always here, and Bob comes from down under Australia, so it's tomorrow over there, I think, by this time, or it's pretty late anyway. It's either very late tonight or it's tomorrow. So I appreciate Sandra. You simply come to the same link you came to tonight to get back to the replay, okay? That's all you have to do. As soon as I turn this off, it will become a replay. You are welcome, Tracy. Thanks for coming. I appreciate all you guys coming. I enjoy talking to you. I enjoy helping you. This is kind of my way to give back. So I guess we're in pretty good shape. I don't see any new questions. So we'll call this. And I hope you guys have a really amazing week and go out there and crush it. That's the whole name of the game. Don't be afraid to share this with people. Andrew, it's 4 a.m. Wow. I don't know where you are, but that's pretty late. Okay. Well, I will see you again next Monday. Bye for now.